Hello, my audience. My name is Jake Allen Graham. Hang on. My name is Jake Allen Graham. I'm making a review for you, my audience. The name of my YouTube channel is the name of my name of my YouTube channel. And it's a little after midnight where I am. Late. Up. Can't sleep. So, I'm going to make a review on the first 3 phases of the MCU, known as Marvel 616 Earth by Marvel Studios. First 3 phases of the whole thing. I give all of the Marvel movies a solid 6 out of 10. They are mediocre at its dumbest conclusion, at its finest. Cool is like flying. It's like falling. It's like watching Buzz Lightyear fall with style, and Woody with falling with style is what this movie franchise feels like. Falling with style. It's a train wreck. You feel like they are on the edge of your seat with the stupidity. It makes some Shyamalans like Lady in the Water and The Last Airbender to look better. In comparison to this franchise, because it's a franchise, because so many movies I can conclude it with so many plot points and twist turns in this MCU contain cinematic timeline. Sacred Timeline is called. Within the 616 universe of Marvel Studios. Thanks to Loki, season 1 and 2. Oh, I will. I'll be quiet. Okay, I'm going to be quiet now. Because my mommy Lydia told me to be quiet. Where was I? Fuck. I've lost the train of thought right now. Oh, where was I in my topic? Oh, yes, they are 6 out of 10. Mediocre. Mediocre at best. Dumbest conclusion of mediocrity. Action pack. The only thing that's good about these movies is the action. Fuck the character development, because nothing makes sense with the character development. It's right into Shyamalan levels of dumb. With this consistent writing of character development and acting and performing like the character is from the comic book counterparts, like a parody version of themselves. For the hardcore fans. Fuck the hardcore fans, because we get the parody knockoff versions of the characters. When they're mostly playing the actors themselves, with comedic timing and shitty writing and shitty jokes that make your grandpa probably only laugh. Your elderly grandpa. That's senile. Those kind of bad jokes, they fall flat for the elderly. Unless you're the elderly. Fall flat for the normal people, though. Is how bad these jokes are. Constantly throwing at you more than the Lego movies did. Throwed at you with the jokes. Minute after minute, second after second. This throws more jokes at you. All of these movies throw more jokes at you than any of the Lego movies by the Lego Studios. That means Lego Batman, Ninjago, the movie, and the Lego movie Part 1 and Part 2. These throw more jokes than any of those Lego movies. Constantly. And a lot of them fail. A lot of them are bad jokes. Like, cringe. The cringe factors sometimes get styled up, open, embrace the cringe level. Meter. There's like so much cringe, you can't really measure it anymore. By the time you get to Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home, the last 2 movies in Phase 3 of Marvel. The finale of Marvel. Phase 3. Was Endgame and Far From Home. Which is an epilogue to Endgame. And that's why I give Avengers Earth 616 Avengers of my Marvel Studios Secret Timeline a 6 out of 10, all of the first 3 phases of the Marvel movies. From Phase 1 to Phase 3. I give all of them a 6 out of 10. And I give the show, now I'm going to talk about this show called Wandavision, Season 1. It's a Marvel show that takes place in the Secret Timeline. The 616 Earth. It takes place after Endgame, blah, 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 events. But, for some reason, they thought it would be a good idea for television, for us, for you, the fans, Marvel comic book fans, for them to make Avengers sitcom. Brought to you by Wanda Maximoff and the programming of WandaVision. That's controlling all the programming within the content of the show. While force breaking the wall subtly. Here and there was force wall breaking. And, there's other character, Darcy's watching the WandaVision show on computer in the show, WandaVision, outside of this place called the Hex. That's where the main show takes place in a Hex, brought to you by Wanda's voodoo magic that brings up the Hex, and that puts everybody in the Hex, with a bunch of people in town, blah, 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 gone missing, blah, blah, blah. She gets away with crime, and she doesn't do the time. So criminals does it, so crime pays. Fuck the police. And fuck the law. Abuse the law. That's the message, and you'll become a hero in the end. As long as you reverse whatever your wrongdoing was for the mental toll on the end of people's taking away their free will and altering their minds for your stupid needs because you can't deal with grief properly like every other normal individual. Wanda Maximoff. That's what this movie was about, the show. I mean, this show was a sitcom most of the time, and part-time was your standard blockbuster doing something different with the formula. But most of the time was a sitcom. Not doing something different with the formula. Just being a parody of itself. But so I guess it is doing something different with the formula, but something that nobody asked for. And, series makes you hate Wanda by the end of the movie. A show, I mean, probably kind of makes you resent Wanda a little bit, and also Commando Jr. Captain Marvel's friend, who's friends with Captain Marvel in the MCU, who's the daughter of Rambo something, who was Captain Marvel's BFF in the MCU, but died of cancer. We find out in the events of WandaVision show. After that girl gets blipped back from reality to reality. From the blip. She got blipped. That's why everyone else was missing. And everyone was getting back to reality and unblipped. Happening. It was horrifying. Something of nightmares that makes it into a horror show. Avengers bringing everyone back from the dead. In the same place they were before, so that's just horrifying. How many people were getting slaughtered, I wonder, by running into the wrong people. Or standing where they shouldn't be when people get blipped back from reality. Makes you wonder, what if they were, like the ones that were in helicopters? They didn't really ever land that they don't land to the ground, but were still in the air. But in the events of Infinity War, remember how helicopters were flying from the air? Does that mean some people that weren't on ground, they'll just come back in the air and they'll collapse to their death? That's even worse than getting blipped from Thanos of a death, I think. More scary. Think about it. Did the Avengers do more harm than good? Who knows? We'll never get those answers in this series of WandaVision. Of the blip. River gave vacations. Sorry. Not going to give you anything. This series as a whole. Go figure. That's why WandaVision is mediocre, gets a 6 out of 10 story. As a mediocre letdown. But so is everything in the MCU as a whole. Up to this point. That's in the sacred timeline cabinet. That's in the sacred timeline in the, their movies. All their movies are letdowns, I find. This show's not much more of a letdown. This drags on more than their movies because, I just wish it was a movie because it was probably shorter than a stupid show was, itself. The whole movie was just so stupid. WandaVision should have been a short movie, than a shorter show that it ended up being. The same. It was like, if it was me, I felt like it would have gone to that click, 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 clickety, clack, waiting for getting to the action, waiting for the movie to get over. Waiting to get through the movie, I mean. You're like, be fast forwarding the movie, Waiting to get to the end, not waiting to get to the end. If it was a Marvel movie, I guess it's just, on the other side, Vision gets his soul back, but disappears from the show after becoming White Vision with his soul. Thanks to the Hex Vision, making him remember who he is with simple touch of his, of touching his, the thing in his forehead, the, thing that where the Infinity Stone used to be. Where it got ripped from one of them on Maximoff. And, so he just, touches his memory, it's like accesses memories from past, and remembers who he is, and just flies off, and dishes the show. In fashion. Makes the entrance, exit. Before the show ends and wraps up. WandaVision. And, Wanda Maximoff finally gets her a version of a comic book looking costume from the comics. 616 Earth Comics, so, and takes on the name Scarlet Witch finally, so, that's cool. That ties into Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, which I'm going to talk to you about now. I give Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness a 6 out of 10. It's mediocre. The movie is too relying on is too often relying on the Scarlet Witch And so often is showing her being awesome and doing cool things. It very rarely shows anything which we get to see Strange doing cool magic and shit very often, because he often has to get, nerfed or dumbed down, in other words. Or because he's no longer the Sorcerer Supreme, and so maybe he can't do as much magic. Is that what? I don't know. It's not unclear, really. Anyway, so yeah, but this cool scene is when he actually is actually at the end when he possesses a dead body of himself, and it's kind of a cool effect. It was a kind of cool zombie Strange going up against Wanda Maximoff, possessed by Doctor Strange, and he's possessing basically a corpse that's forbidden using a spell book. The Book of the Damned in the Marvel, Lord of Marvel, known as, like, but it's called, instead of not calling the Book of the Damned, it's called the, the Black Hold, the Black Hold, the Black Hold. And the other book is that he needs to get is like a more of a like a different spell book that's not the Book of the Damned, but it's called Book of Ashanti in the plot of the Doctor Strange movie, because Wanda has the Book of the Damned thing book that has basically drove her mental, and thinking it's okay to just drain people of all their magic in their lives for her selfish needs to be with her kids that are not even her kids from another dimension. Instead of just, adopting, or, or adopting your kids from, isn't this like a, I'm just saying, seems a little bit stupid and excessive evil. Well, her plan and motivations with Wanda Maximoff. Once it brings in this, like, when she explains the plan, I started raising questions. Why, so she wants to be with her kids, Billy and Tommy that didn't exist in her reality, but exist in other realities with her, but she doesn't want Vision back. A reality with Vision, would it make sense to look for a reality with Vision and Tommy and Billy, so that we can have everything if she really wants everything? Because I'm just saying, if you're going to be evil, like drain all of life of a kid, power that's in her entire life force, to make sure that Billy and Tommy will never get sick, that's the reason draining why she needs the extra magic. That's her selfish reasons. So, it's this thing, I'm just saying, it makes me wonder, do the writers even know, their content of their stuff that they put out in their universe? Because the fact that she doesn't really want even a variant division, it kind of makes me ask questions about is this a reboot, or is this kind of makes me feel like I'm asking more questions than I should be in a movie called Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I feel like I'm asking more questions than I should be. I don't like it. And that's why I give Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness a 6 out of 10. that's my review for tonight. Goodbye. Feel free to comment below what you have to. Like the video and subscribe. And goodbye, my audience. Night.